seems like I always have something in my ear. I'm always doing something with my phone. I do house cleaning, so I've always got my headphones on and I'm listening to podcasts, audiobooks, music, mostly podcasts and audiobooks, commentary, and then, that gets me. Then I get home and I want to catch up on, the news or different things, and I'm watching videos, and then I'm scrolling, and then before I know it, the little bit of free time that I had, a half hour to decompress here or there, I go into the kitchen to make dinner, and my husband's got earbuds on, and then I can't have a conversation, and and then I'm going to fall asleep at night, and my mind is racing, so then I put on a meditation or something quiet and calming to help me fall asleep. And what I'm noticing, the more accustomed I become to it, it's like, how do I explain it? When I close my eyes, it's like my attention is on another thing, which means that my focus is going from here to there, to something externally, to something outside of myself. And so, last night I was falling asleep, and I had listened to a podcast where the commenters were talking about, this guy was like, I've gotten to the point now where I can go on a whole hike without my phone. He's like, I raw dog it. And the interviewer was like, what? You what? That's what they call it now? Like, because it's such a radical thing to imagine leaving your phone in the car when you go on a hike. And it got me thinking about how, this little device is everywhere. And so then I was falling asleep last night after what I would consider to be a pretty intense day. And I closed my eyes, and I was sort of just like passing out. And when my eyes were closed, there's after enough meditation practice and chanting, and I've gotten to the point where when I close my eyes, I see, I guess it's my third eye, but it looks to me like light. Not bright light, it's just sort of like I don't know what else to call it, but my ex calls it the picture, the movie behind your eyelids. If it's like swirls, or if it looks like stars, or if it just looks kind of like, but I notice if I kind of like zone into it, I can see sort of like a focal point. And then when I sort of allow myself to fall into that space, then I start to feel centered and grounded, and then I'm able to fall asleep. But if I'm listening to something, even if it's a meditation, but particularly if it's somebody talking where I'm listening to a podcast, let's say, falling asleep to that, instead of my focus being here, it's there where my phone is. And it's like my focus is outside of myself. And I was driving on my way to work this morning, and I was kind of having trouble with my connection of my phone to my car, because I just don't do very well with technology sometimes. It doesn't do well with me, whatever the case may be. And then I was thinking like, oh yeah, I don't have to listen to anything. But just hysterical, because now I'm making content instead of consuming it, which I would say is a step up. But I was just driving, and I was like, oh yeah, I get to like be in my thoughts. And then I started pondering my thoughts, and I just realized that like I don't give myself those opportunities the way that it was normal to do. I mean, I think everybody I know takes their phone into the bathroom with them. I mean, we don't even sit on the toilet and ponder the universe anymore. It's just like next stupid video, next stupid video, next stupid video. And sure, some of them are interesting. I love seeing people crafting items around the world, and people like old world skills, and I love seeing gardening videos, and I love kitten videos, and I love cooking videos, and but it's still just if it is keeping me from being able to connect with and be present with my family, how is that worth it? And if I'm sitting there and I'm spending an hour, and sometimes if I'm really I do really physical work, so sometimes I come home and I just plop and I'm just done, and I just need to decompress and chill out, and my body's exhausted, and I pick up my phone and I just start looking at it, and before I know it, 2 hours has gone by. And meanwhile, I've got all of these videos to be edited that I want to upload to my YouTube channel. I have content that I want to create for my business and training videos. I have a book that I'm in the middle of writing that I want to start inputting into the computer, because I've been handwriting it and editing. I mean, there's all of these productive things that I want to be spending my free time doing, and instead I'm blowing it. And I think about the people that I know of who are perhaps upper class, or perhaps successful business people, or they're not coming home and sticking themselves in front of a screen. I think they're coming home and they're working, and they're making plans for the next day, the next week, the next month, the next year. I think they're looking at whatever their thing is. They're doing productive things, and I don't think that that's like necessarily a qualification of, okay, low class people watch TV all the time and high class people don't, and I watch TV and I'm a part of, I've been in, it's not that, but maybe it has something to do with, instead of making it a value judgment of like, oh, I'm being, wasting my time or something, it's like, no, it's legitimate. I need to decompress. I've had a long day, but trying to be more intentional about reading a book instead of looking at my phone or something. And so then I put the book in the place where I sit down to decompress, and I'm still just looking at the phone. So it's not something I have the solution to, the answer to. It's something that I'm bringing awareness to and working on finding a balance with. And I know that I think most people are working on finding a balance with it. When I see it with my child, it concerns me, and I know it's a concern for us as adults too. You go into anywhere where people are waiting for something, and we're all on our phones. And if it, even at the gym, we've all got headphones on, and we're listening to this or that, which is helpful, right? I mean, I really like listening to things while I'm at the gym. It helps me take my mind off of, the discomfort of, whatever's happening. But, yeah, I mean, it's just, I think that these technologies are advancing so quickly. Clearly, I don't have the technology of a phone holder in my car, but these technologies are advancing so quickly that we are adapting without realizing it, like the frog in the pot of boiling water. And I'm not anti-AI, but I do want to be making my choices with intention rather than just out of habit and numbing out. I don't know. What do you guys think? What's your experience with it? How do you find balance, or do you not bother? And what's some great content that you guys like to listen to? Okay.